Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright, guys, so this is going to be a short video because we have the weekly update coming out most likely on Saturday. It could be Sunday. We're just going to quickly go over what I am so far looking at going into next week. And we're going to go over some short-term price action because I think things look really cool. They look really good. Well, really clean, we'll call it that. And then we do have some trade ideas for you, right? I have two that are on my mind right now. All right, guys. So first things first, I'm just going to point out the look of this daily chart is not bearish. You have a hammer candlestick going into next week. If it closes this way, I know it's only 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but if it closes this way, I'm expecting to go higher into next week. I don't see a reason we're just going to tank out of nowhere. I think it actually is going to be possible to get that gap up. All right, now coming over here to QQQ, I'm just going to also point out, guys, this is not a bearish look. You have the third hammer candlestick after recovering the 9 EMA here on the daily time frame. Come over to the 4-hour time frame. Guys, you're just flipping the 9. You're literally just doing, you know, over here, I was saying this is the beginning of the recovery. Guys, now on the 4-hour time frame, you potentially, okay, I understand just that. You potentially do have a, I know it looks like a mess here. We're going to jump down to the 15-minute time frame right after that. You have a higher low in place. And if you do that, you're probably going to come all the way back up to the high of 439. So let's go over the 15-minute time frame. All right, guys, so I'm just going to show you how clean this price action has been today. We've been, you know, it's just really clean, guys. Recently, the price action been really clean. If you disagree, I think you're looking at the wrong stuff because we've been looking at the right stuff and it's been really clean. All right, so you literally did end up breaking down from this trend line right here. So this is what we were paying attention to before. If you were to break this, that is when we are going to say, I'll actually just bring this up. All right, we'll look at it right over here. Where's that? There we go. This is pure, like, this is what I'm saying about just cleanness. All right, so first things first, this is going back. All right, I do think it's likely to pull back with the hot PPI data given the setup for a pullback. We closed out yesterday watching 498.50 and 496 on this dip, so that was the one that surprised me. SPY did not actually decline to where I was at least looking for it. But you got over here QQ. Yes, it has a bull flag, but it also got a big fat red bar as it tests that uptrend. Get the 15-minute close underneath, and I'll be looking for a move down to our golden pocket. That's where I'm interested in longs, just like I am on SPY. All right, and I'm just going to point out what happened next. You got that, and we're just going to review our chart now. Oh, and you know, we'll just point this one out. Buyers can step in here, but it's looking like it'll be a dead cat bounce. You know, there was no bullish divergence today, guys. You just straight up got buyers. So this was the place I was interested in long, and I ended up just longing more Apple because I like Apple setup a lot more than I like just longing QQQ into this. All right, but yeah, I'm just going to point out Apple setup is immaculate right now. So we're going to go over that. That is one of the two setups that I'm thinking about today. So there's that. But let's talk about it, guys. You did have buyers stepping in straight up from your demand zone down here. You had the 0.786 down there. You knew that that was where buyers had to step in. It's one of those spots, guys, all right? If you broke this trend line, there's not really much until the golden pocket, all right? You could have stalled out here. You know, you didn't end up stalling out there. So I was looking for a retracement like that I could, you know, I was interested in longing. So down here, and then guess what? Where were you looking for? All right, golden pocket. Always the golden pocket, guys. On the retracement, that's just, if you're holding this one, just expect that you're probably going to come up to the 0.618. It's a really easy strategy, guys. If you would like to see it, you know, every single day in action, just like I just showed you guys, it's, you know, link is in the description. There you go. Just join the Discord. If it, like, that's what I was saying. If it's not clean price action to you, you're probably just watching the wrong things. Maybe people on the internet have cluttered your mind because it is really simple if you really just take a step back and just watch for the right things. All right, we had a trend line here going from right here and then right here. Guys, if you broke this, you're probably going to break the 0.786 Fibonacci right here. Retracement, and that was literally where you stalled out on the bounce here. You stalled out at the 0.786, came back down, tested this trend line. Okay, Well, you know, I actually made this trend line on this test, so I'm not going to say you tested this trend line. You tested this demand zone down here. All right, because you reclaimed right here. You got big reactions. You always have your reactions. That's how you know your zones are accurate. You have your reactions going on here. Just, you know, respect the zones, guys. Above 434, we were going to be looking for 434.99. All right, and above 434.99, what are we looking for? 435.85. Level to level, guys. And above there, that's where I think things get really spicy. Now, here's the thing. SPY does have a bearish divergence going on. You could potentially have like a rise and wedge going on here, but do you see what I see? All right, you're breaking above it right now. If you do push above the highs, then, you know, you could have this bearish divergence, but QQQ will be looking pretty good. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see you come up here somewhere in this zone right here, and then you stall it there, you come back. All right, I don't know what's going to happen after that. I have no idea. Maybe you come back to the trend line and it looks something like this. Maybe you break the trend line. I have no idea, all right? But all I do know is if you close out with the daily hammer candlestick like this, all right, on QQ with the massive wick coming off the 9, and then you got SPY with the you know, normal looking wick and normal hammer candlestick over here, it's going to look really freaking good. All right. Now, I will point out 15-minute bullish divergence is occurring over here on Mr. VIX. So maybe by the end of the day, we don't have a hammer candlestick. That would be a thing. But you do have this 15-minute bullish divergence going on here. So that's reason for caution. But it comes down to the daily close, guys. If we get the daily close, I think the futures market is probably going to rally this thing up before the open on Tuesday. And then you have a big, like, 0.5% gap up. SPY's at a new all-time high. Shorts get squoze, and screw that bullish divergence on the VIX that we were just looking at, and the bearish divergence right here, because the RSI is going to be all the way up here. You know, we had one get burned over here. You kind of had a little sell-off like you had over here, and then look at that, you exploded. All right, you exploded. Look, Friday, and yeah, and then you just kept going. So let's see what happens right here. We're going to see if you stall out right here or not. I'm just going to put it out there. Double tops, guys. I pointed this out in the Discord. They don't typically get, you know, respected. All right. And by that, I mean, you don't really have a double top breaking you down. You might stall out at it for like a little bit, but in the end, you're probably going to break up. So if you got some time on your contracts, or if you are, you know, just, you know, hold long in shares here, don't let people scare you out just because there's a double top. Wait for some sell structure to come in if you really don't care. All right, because you don't have it right now. You do have these warning signs though, so I'm putting those on your radar. You do have that. All right, guys, but a little short video here. Let's get after the setups that I am paying attention to into next week. AMD, guys, this thing is still sexy, and as long as they don't tank you all the way under like 170. We're talking 171. If they tank you down $10 by the end of the day in the next hour and 45 minutes here, I have no idea what to tell you. That's gonna look a little rough. But I'm gonna be honest. You've just been consolidating above all-time highs here with 4 large lower wicks here. You have 3 hammer candlesticks here. If you close like this, I'm just putting it out there. This thing could get a little crazy if you just break out here, and then you come over here to SMH, and SMH already broke. On the daily time frame, we could see this come up here, right? You already broke above the 0.786. We could actually see it better on the hourly, and it looks like you're about to explode higher. If you can really get above here, you know, this thing's just going to be in price discovery mode again, and then yeah, give more birth to an SMCI move. Guys, I looked at the freaking 800. Oh, that's crazy, guys. See, this was me this morning. When I saw this thing at like 950, Celia and me looked at the 800 puts. Because, you know, guys, just cheap lottos on SMCI seem to keep turning into a lot of freaking money. And now I see, yeah, they probably... How quick did this move happen, though? Because that was this morning. Nah, yeah, it would have been nice. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever, okay? It's whatever. Because, like, SMCI at the same time... All right. You know, you don't know right now. You don't know. This thing was expected to rug pull at some point. I don't know what's going to happen here. So the question is, do you take your shot that is finally going to test the 9 EMA for the first time in like a whole ass month, or, pardon my French, or do you, yeah, completely avoid it like the plague? Don't play it. But like, guys, you know, every other time we've gotten these opportunities here, and they're not big opportunities. You're like $300 that you could get for like $100 out the money weekly contract. By the end of the week, typically it turns into like, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 for some freaking reason. All right. So, or more. I don't know. All right. SMCI like literally went up $123 today. Guys, that's $10,000 in options, like, money right there. Having 100, am I thinking correctly? 100 times 100. Yeah, that's $10,000 on your contract. So never mind. Not $3,000 to $4,000 by the end of the week. I'm talking it's potentially like, yeah, we're talking 10,000 freaking dollars per contract. Guys, what is that? 300x? I don't know. It would be pretty crazy. All right, it would be pretty crazy. All right, so guys, last one we're going to discuss. No, we have one other. Never mind. We're not just discussing Tesla and that's it. I actually have a pretty good setup going into next week. All right, we got 3 more. I'm sorry, guys. All right, but quickly, Tesla, guys, look for the break and retest off this 196.36 level. Regardless, I'm bullish as heck on this thing. This thing has just started. All right. But again, guys, if you caught this move right here, take your freaking profits. You could have had March 15 contracts, and I know you're up like 100%. I know you are, because we were. All right. So moving on. Apple, guys. Did I discuss Apple? I don't think I did, guys. I really like this. So either you got a pennant going on here, and this thing's going to hold. All right. And you have it going just like that, okay? From here to here to here. You're not going to get one here because this golden pocket's going to hold. Or here's your risk if you buy in right here, $4 down. Now I'm going to slap something else on here, which is why you have a solid shot of holding right here. But I'm going to relate it to this over here. So you slid underneath here. It was a false breakdown from the 200 DMA. $4.26. Just call it $4. All right. Guess what? If you do it here, it's going to still be like $4, and you're just going to form a rising wedge here, or a falling wedge. And also the 0.618 from this move to that move. So on the weekly time frame, screw this one right here. We're talking this guy. And if you come down, it's going to tap the golden pocket. So we have confluence $4 down, and we have confluence right here. Buy time in your contracts. I think you're going to have a good time a month from now, like a really good time. I think potentially you're going to be coming back up to 190, and you're, at that point, we'll just say you hold right here, and if you do that next week, you're looking really pretty, guys. You could buy all the way out till March 15th, and we're talking you get like, 250%. We're talking good money right there, maybe more. What happens if you break here and the market's really bullish, all right, like this thing could keep going. We've seen price discovery mode when price hasn't been somewhere for a while. We had that right here when I was in misbelief. I thought this thing was going to pull back at some point. It just never did. And then you got QQQ going on over here. And again, this thing just never did. And then it finally did. And people weren't ready for it. And they thought a bear market was freaking back. And then we were like, no, heck no. There's not a bear market, guys. All right? There's not a bear market anymore. Do you get this behavior in a bear market? No. You finally have a higher high over here. We're looking for a higher low. And then we finally exploded at some point. And, yeah, we got a perfect entry over here on SP. Well, it wasn't perfect. I'm not going to call it perfect. I started buying it over here. And I thought I got it, and then I didn't get it. All right, it was right here when I started, buying into SPY over here. But in reality, it was the same situation I'm kind of talking about on Apple. If you buy enough time, you're going to be fine because you got confluence right there. Like, look for the bounce. And at the same time, guys, we're at the 200 DMA. You're going to be doing things like this. What the heck is this? This whipsaw action. You're going to get crazy reactions here every single time. You test it. Okay, you're at least getting a $7 move. You test it again. I understand you lost it. But then again, from there, you get a $7 move. If you're buying at it right now, we haven't gotten any reaction yet. I think we're going to at least get that. $7 move brings you up here. All right. And at that point, we're in a bull market, guys. I think you're going to break that. And I think you're going to come up here to 196. All right. Last one, we're going to, no, not last one, but Oxy. You're stalling out the 200 DMA. Look at all my arrows. All right. Reactions happen at 200 DMA. If you get the break and retest right here, 58.99, I really freaking like it. And I'll buy that with short-term contracts, not the longer dated ones. W is the really nice setup I'm talking about, guys. I think this is going to get moving and grooving next week. I'm just putting on your radar because you do have a hammer candlestick. And if you close out like this, then it will not have a bad look. All right. If you tricked me once, shame on you. Tricked me again, shame on me. W, I hope that does not become the case. Okay. There you go. All right. AMD, absolute, just immaculate. I'm going to highlight this one again heading into next week. If you do have, Apple pushing up and that carries the market up, Guys, just look at the weekly chart going into the, like, we're going to discuss this in, like, you know, detail here, and we're going to discuss a lot more setups in the weekly update. But guess what, guys? What the heck are we talking here? This is a bullish candlestick going into next week. Like, what are these bears talking about? IWM, I told you guys, this thing, I told you down here. I told you this thing looks immaculate. Down here, I told you right here, it looks immaculate. We've been tracking IWM like a mofk. Guess what? You literally pulled back to the golden pocket. What do you expect to happen? All right, this has been bullish for so long, guys. It has, and we've been on it. All right, what happened the next time? You pulled back to the next golden pocket. Right here, you found buyers. All right, you don't have a reason to be bearish right now. I'm telling you right now. Into next week, this thing's bullish, unless you rug pull into the end of the day. We're gonna have to see about that one. With that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely start to your weekend, and I'll catch you sometime during that weekend, probably tomorrow morning. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. With that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.